What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of HRTea After Dark. I hope your week was swell. As I'm sure you could tell by the title of this episode, we're gonna go over
16
things you should never say to a trans person. There's a lot of them. But before we get into that, if you could do me a favor, maybe hit that subscribe button. Maybe give this video a like, a comment perhaps. I would greatly appreciate it. We just hit 4,000 subscribers on this channel, and that means the absolute freaking world to me. I know that 4K is like not a big number and it's like maybe nothing to get excited about, but like I worked really hard for those 4,000 subs, so thank you so much. If you have already subscribed, if you've already been liking these episodes and commenting and engaging, truly, it makes me so happy. It makes all this worth it, so thank you so much. On another note, kind of mad at you guys. The switch up was crazy. My last episode, kind of a flop. Kind of flopped, and it did not deserve to flop because it was probably the funniest video I have ever put out onto YouTube. It got like no views. What's that about? Please, 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 if you could just take some time, go watch that episode. Give it a like, give it a comment as well, and then come back to this one. That would be great. But anywho, let's get started with this one. We have
16
things you should never say to a trans person. Obviously, there's probably a lot more than
16.
This list that I have is all things that are not like in your face transphobic. They're all like backhanded compliments where the person like thought they were being supportive or like thought they were being woke, but they definitely weren't. I feel like everyone should know, you shouldn't just like call a trans person a tranny or something like that. Just like those kinds of things aren't going to be in this list because like we know that, right? Right? But let's get started, whatever. So the first one we're going to do is, are you ready for this? Number 1. So when are you getting the surgery? The surgery. When are you getting the surgery? The surgery. When are you getting the surgery? First of all, what surgery? I know you don't want to say it. What surgery are you talking about? Why can't you say gender affirming surgery? Why can't you say top surgery? Why can't you say bottom surgery? Like, say the word penis. Like, say the word vagina. You freak. Like, but also don't. Because that's going to make me uncomfortable. Why are we talking about my genitals? Like, we're at a Chili's. Why are we talking about my genitals? You're just curious, but like you're curious for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting here asking you about your genitals. Like, everyone knows this, right? And if you really have to ask, if it's like a close friend, here's how you ask. I apologize if like I'm overstepping or anything, but like, have you ever thought about bottom surgery? Is that something you'd want in your future or no? You don't have to, if that makes you uncomfortable, no worries. I don't want to overstep or anything. If you're close, like very close with someone, that seems fair to me. And then I could always be like, I don't want to talk about it, freak. Stop asking me about my dick. Number 2, but you don't look trans. I'm sorry, what does trans look like? Do you want to explain what trans looks like? Oh, but you can't even tell. I can't even tell you're trans. Oh my God. I'm sorry. How am I supposed to dress? How am I supposed to do my hair? How am I supposed to do my makeup? How am I supposed to do my facial hair? What does trans look like to you? Because we could get into that. And I could tell you how transphobic that is. You expect trans people to look a certain way? I don't want to know what you're picturing trans looks like in your mind. I feel like it would be a drag queen. And then we have to have a really hard conversation. So maybe just don't ask that one, okay? Number 3, you were so pretty as a girl. Oh my God. I'm gonna punch you in the throat. I'm gonna punch you in the throat. Why would you think that's okay to say to me? Like, again, one thing, if you're like really close with somebody, maybe a partner or something, like, and you're in that conversation already of like how you felt you looked like back then or something, or for trans women too. Oh, you were a hot man. Shut up. What the Like, first of all, that makes me dysphoric. I don't want to think about that. I know that it's like supposed to be a compliment and you're coming from the right place, but like, think about what you're really doing. You know what I mean? You're complimenting a version of me that doesn't exist anymore, a version of myself that made me extremely uncomfortable, and being called pretty is not something I want to be called now, and not something I wanted to be called then. It never felt right for me. You know what I mean? Like, does that click in people's brains? Does that like, do we see each other? If you just sit and think about this for 2 seconds, you'd be like, not a good thing to say. And then you won't say it. And then I think it'll be fine. Number 4, are you sure you're not just a lesbian? Yeah, Mom. Yeah, Dad, I am. Or are you sure you're not just gay? Like, sexuality and gender are different things. Okay, team? Are we understanding that, chat? Do we get that? My dad said that to me when I came out.
Why can't you just stay the way you are? You'll get a lot more ass if you stay the way you are.
If you think this is about getting women right now, my God. I know it's oversaid, but like sexuality and gender are different. Why can't people understand that? Why can't you understand that? Because you've never had to deal with it, maybe? Because you have no empathy for other people? Maybe, perhaps. Because you don't pay attention to other people? You don't listen? You don't try to educate yourself? Wow. Anywho, number 5. This one's interesting. You must hate men if you don't want to be one. I mean, like, I want to be a man. And I hate men. Like, what does your feelings towards other men have to do with how you feel inside, who you are as a person? But like, also, can I say something? What's so wrong about a trans woman who is like, men are awful. They're awful to women. They're awful to trans people. They're awful to gay people. They're just awful people in general. Which, like, out of the whole world's population, men are the problem. We can all agree on that, right? If we can't, bye. But like, what's so wrong with her being like, yeah, that, I don't want to be one. I'm gonna glam it up. What's so wrong about that? Like, do I want to be a man? Like, no. Like, yeah, but like, no. You know what I mean? Does that, anybody else getting that? Does anybody else feel that? I don't want people to think I'm a cis man on the streets, but I want to pass. You know what I mean? I want to pass, but I don't want them to think I'm a cis man. I don't want women to be scared in my presence. And that's something I lost when I became a man. And that makes me sad. But I can't just be like, hey,
I'm trans. Don't worry. I'm a trans guy. You're fine. I'm not gonna hurt you.
I get it. You know what I mean? Just because a woman is a trans woman doesn't mean she hates men. It's how she feels about herself. Number 6. Do you still have, down there? Have the what? What are you talking about? Why are we talking about my genitals? We're in an Olive Garden. Someone ever asks me that again, because I've been asked it in the past, I'm just gonna be like, what do you have? You wanna compare? Drop your drawers. Like, what are we talking about? Why do you wanna know? You freak. You're either asking because you're so curious, you're gonna go and tell somebody else about my genitals, or you're curious because you're interested. Freak. You like trans people, don't you? Pervert. Get away from me. If we're gonna be sitting here talking about my genitals while I'm trying to eat dinner, bro, you better be paying for the meal. I'll do anything for free food. Okay, next one. This one annoys me. I don't think I could ever date a trans guy because I want to be with a real man. Or I can never date a trans girl. I want to be with a real girl. Take that word real and shove it so far straight up your... I digress. Yeah, you. Everyone gets a preference. I understand that. You're allowed to have your preference. Maybe just don't say that to a trans person. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you can't have a preference because I've been yelled at on the internet before for that. But no reason to say that to a trans person. Absolutely no reason. And take that word real and shove it so far up your... You wanna date a cis person? Fine. You have genital preferences? Fine. Whatever. But like, no need to say that to a trans person because all that's gonna do is hurt them. Here's a simple tip. Say, I think you're a great person, but I just don't think this is gonna work out. You don't even have to like say it has to do with their transness at all. Or if you wanna be honest, because there's no harm in being honest, be like, I think you are such a great person. I think we're better off as friends. I can't see myself with a trans person, but I think you're great. That's it. Point blank period. And you know what? At least you were honest and you were nice about it. Anywho. Next, you're just transitioning because of social media. Being trans is not a trend. And if you think I'm gonna go through all this to be trendy, that's crazy. I would put myself through all that for you? For people online? That's crazy. No, I love myself a hell of a lot more than to do all this for other people. Like, does that click in other people's brains? Being trans is not a trend. People are just using their voices and their platforms and trying to raise awareness about trans people and make people see that we're just like normal and like happy. That's why you're seeing so much of it. Not because it's a trend, not because of anything else other than like trans joy. Okay, next one. You're way prettier than most real girls. Oh my God. Again, take that word real. I mean, this sentence gets a little better when you say you're prettier than cis women, I guess, maybe. But like, how about you're just the most beautiful girl I've ever seen? How about that? Not to toot my own horn or anything. I've been told that like I'm more handsome than the average cis man, and I take that as a compliment. That doesn't bother me. Maybe it's just the word real girl in there that I don't like. You look stupid, you look gross, you look transphobic, you look ignorant. Next one. This one has been said to me countless times, and I hate it. I don't really with trans people, but you're cool. I don't want to with you, then. If you don't with trans people, I don't want to with you. Nobody should with you. Trans people don't want to with you, okay? I'm trans. Me? Trans. Me? Trans. That guy? Trans. Her? Trans. My transness is no different, really, in other people's transness. You know what I mean? It's the same fight. It's the same struggle. It's the same joy. You know what I mean? Like, yes, everyone experiences different experiences and like, we all have different personalities. Transness isn't one thing, but like, I'm trans. You know what I mean? Like, you can't with me, but not any other trans person, because we come from the same place, bitch. I don't want to with you, stank ass. Next one. You're hot for a trans guy. Or you're really hot for a trans girl. Again, what the What the are we talking about? I don't know. What do you mean for? My community is sexy as shit. Have you seen all these trans men on TikTok doing their little thirst traps? I'm like, damn, I'm gay. Like, I am gay. And trans women serve every time. Every single one. So what the Don't get it, never will. Like, you're dismissing my entire community and calling people like me who've been through the same things as me ugly? I think not. Trans people are the most beautiful people I've ever seen in the whole planet. Okay. How do you have sex? How do you have sex? Do you want to describe to me in great detail how you're how you be dude? No, I don't ask you that. I have a whole video on this with Tyler, actually. You should go check it out. It was kind of funny. Yeah, weird question. If I'm not asking you about your sex life, don't ask me about mine. That's like such a boundary thing. Would you go up to your cis friend and be like, hey, how are you If that is your type of friendship with that person, great. You guys have that friendship. We don't have that. Hey, by the way, how you Yo, I'm gonna punch you, dude. Next one. You are so brave. I don't wanna be. I don't wanna be brave. Y'all make me have to be brave. You know what I mean? I didn't ask for this. God, I'm just being myself. I'm getting up in the morning, I'm doing my hair, I'm putting my clothes on just like you are, but I'm being called brave. In a sense, yes. Yeah, trans people are brave because like it takes a lot to be yourself unapologetically when everybody hates you. So yeah, we are. But like, we don't want to be. Like, I don't need to hear it all the time. Once in a while, it'll be fine. Next one. Why would you even want to be a boy? Boys are so gross. Why would you even want to be a girl? Girls have it so hard. Okay, both are true. That has nothing to do with how I feel on the inside, though. Boys are stupid. Why would you want to be one? Boys are so annoying. Why would you want to be one? Men suck. Why would you want to be one? Yeah, they do. I don't know. I don't know, but I am, okay? Other people have nothing to do with what I feel like on the inside and who I am. It's not wanna be. I don't wanna be. I am. And she is. And you are. We all are. Next one. I know all of y'all have been asked this one because I've been asked this one countless times. Wait, what was your name before? I'm just curious. If you don't shut the up, I know, promise. If like it doesn't come from just pure curiosity, and if it does, you're stupid. Like, if it comes from pure curiosity, you're dumb. You don't think about how your words affect other people in the slightest. And if it's coming from some malicious place, like, oh, I want to know so that I could tell this person, we could talk about it behind their back, or I can make fun of you behind your, like, I know that's where it's coming from. I know it. Like, nobody ever told you don't ask a trans person that. Nobody, like, and even though, and if even nobody told you that, if you are so blissfully unaware that's not an okay question to ask, think. Think. Oh my God, use your brain. Oh my God, like, just tune in for 1 second and be like, hey, they don't go by that name anymore because clearly they weren't happy with it. So clearly, I shouldn't ask this question. This one pisses me off so much because I've been asked it so many times. And that's it. Okay, team. Last one. Are y'all ready for this one? Give me a drum roll, Max. Yeah, I voted for him, but that doesn't mean I don't care about trans rights. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments below which ones I missed, because I know there are a lot that I didn't say. Let me know in the comments below if there's something that people have said to you as a trans person that really irks you and you just know people shouldn't say it. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I greatly appreciate you. Please, 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 if you could do me a favor, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description below. I would greatly appreciate that. You don't have to do a monthly subscription. If you don't want to, just go check it out. I have a lot of bonus content on there, and that would mean a lot to me. Anyways, I will see you next week, and I love you all so much. Okay, bye!